So Project Looking Glass was a government operation to serve the elite class, to look into the future for the purposes of orchestrating the current state of being to shape whatever future they wanted. They could control the variables once they viewed the future to ensure that certain outcomes played out. But what they saw horrified them. They did not like what they saw in the future. And no matter how they tried to manipulate it, there was no future outcome that served them. What they saw was all possible timelines led to a convergence. Meaning that no matter what timeline they rode, no matter what option, there was only one outcome. And that outcome is light wins, and the ruling elite class is exposed and destroyed. That's what they saw that terrified them. And they tried and tried to punch as many holes through time and space as they could. That is what is going on with CERN. Trying to orchestrate or work out some other outcome. But there is no other outcome. There is no other outcome. That's the problem. But what we are living through now, this chaos that we're living through now, is their final attempt to maintain control. These are their death throes, as it is all falling apart, and there is nothing they can do about it. They already knew, they already saw this was coming. So it's sort of a no holds barred fight now. They have nothing to lose. They have to try everything they can think of, but there is no workaround for this situation because light wins. So I mentioned that to bring your awareness to, we are in the middle of a psyop right now. This is a psychological operative that we're living through right now. This is part of their strategy. This psychological operative is designed to make us feel helpless, hopeless, powerless, defeated. That's how they want us to feel. That's what they want us to believe. They want the current system to stay in place because they're the ones in control right now. They're the puppet masters. They want things to remain the same. And they want to dupe us into also holding on to the status quo. We have to let the system fall apart. We have to let the system crumble because they are the ones running the system and their time is over. So get your head in the game. Understand what is happening. Understand that when the world seems like it's falling apart, our governmental system seems like it's falling apart, when it seems like sanity has left the planet, this has to happen. This is part of the convergence. All of these wrongdoings, all of this evil has to be brought to light. And all these systems that have supported and housed and shielded these evil people, those systems have to come down. They have to come down. Don't fight for them to stay in place because you are fighting for the elite to stay in power. You have to let the collapse happen. So, as we move through this chaos and uncertainty and uncomfortableness, remember, this is part of the convergence. This is what is supposed to be happening. The outcome is light wins. There is only one possible outcome. There is no other outcome. The only possible outcome is light wins. And they know it.
All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. On to the Israelite foreigners. From the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. This is a continuous subject through the spirit. Spirit had it where I seen a video years ago on this Project Looking Glass, and the guy was explaining it that he went there. I don't know if this is the same woman or not, but he had made a statement that he was called in because it was, I guess it was using a computer. It was using a computer, and it was like something must be wrong. And he didn't, when he was called in to do the thing, what they was trying to fix was the thing that, as she said, the outcome. All right, they ran several simulations, and the outcome remained the same. A prime example when you watch, that was the best one too, actually. Avengers: Infinity War, and you had Doctor Strange in his lotus position, and he looked like he was possessed, right? And he said he ran through so much different simulation. There was only one outcome. Like there was only one way to win, but in this case, there's no way to win for them. What we are part of, we all consciously, unconsciously. A lot of people are unconscious still. Who cares? Because it was meant to be unconscious, and it was meant to uphold that system that she said. Because when you really think about it, if you're not for the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel, which is the Yahweh Shai ruling the kingdom to come, then you're against him. When it narrowed it down, point blank, period. And then that's really to the nation of Israel, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. As for everybody else, it doesn't matter what they want to believe or what's the inspiration or anything like that. The world will be better when the Lord rules. So if you're against the rulership of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which the rulership of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is the kingdom of Israel, is the kingdom for his people. That's going to be the ruling class. If you're against that, then you're for this world. Is There's no gray areas between the Lord and what's the mission. All right. Matter of fact, because you have a lot of people out there that's just trying to, it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because you're accustomed, you're familiar with this world. We all fucked up. We all have issues, and we try to cling on to something that's not made to cling on to. It says Luke 19:27, but those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So if you don't want the Lord to reign or to win, then the Lord said, bring them hither and slay them before me. Execute their ass. Because once again, I'm gonna read this in the NLT again. I like this version though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold. um, St. John 10 and come on, why does it do that to me sometimes? St. John 10 and 10 NLT. It says the thief's purpose is to steal and to kill and destroy, which a thief is Esau Edom. When he comes to take, he does not bring life, he brings death. All right. Everything that we're accustomed to is a culture of death. And I always, through being in this earth for X amount of years, from different eras, or growing up where you hear it all from other people about their era, you'll realize something that's going on. Everybody emulates the ones that win, the winners, right? Now, who's winning? The people that's scamming, that's cheating, that's doing harm to others. All right, they're making it. The Roaring Twenties was a part of that Roaring Twenties. Okay, before, after, there was a period of time where the United States famous gangsters were reigning supreme, and you had a generation that was just wanted to be gangsters, and that traction emulated the whole a whole generation of people, and their whole thing was to take it by force. Prior to that, when you have everybody that comes here, or not even come here, well, the fake ass American dream, and what was the winning culture, the the thief culture. Go out there and just take it. So everybody emulates what the ruling class does, and everybody believes in the force of the sword. But the force of the sword is not to uplift; is to destroy. All right, it's to take by force and to kill whoever is in your way. And this government reminded us couple weeks ago. No, that's actually probably a month ago. That same strength, and they went out there boldly said the strength. I keep saying it, the law of strength. So when you have that attitude, that mindset, what do you think you got? Let me read again. The thief's purpose is to steal and to kill and destroy. Right? Verse keep going. It says, My purpose, this is the Lord speaking, is to give them a rich and satisfying life. So the Yahweh Shai is coming to give life. To give life unto whom? To his servants, to his people. All right. Esau on the flip side is not there to give life. He's there to take life. That's why this system has to go. All right. Yeah, we grew up a certain way, and then that's all we know. But fuck that. Let go. Let this shit go. Because if you don't let it go, it's gonna let you go regardless. You don't fit the criteria. There it is. People fighting tooth and nail as if the next the same people that's ruling, like they have you in mind to keep you in a position of to keep them around them. They don't have you in mind. They don't have none of us in mind. They want to destroy us. They want to wipe us out. All right. The biggest threat to them is those that they know are the rightful heirs of the world to come. And we living in a world where everybody's sick and tired. The illusion of everything is coming down. And like the woman said, the light is bringing it out. That light is Yahweh Shai. All right, Yahweh Shai is bringing it out. All the dirt on these people. Luke 18 and I'm sorry, not 18, it's 12. Luke 12 and 2. It says, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall be not known." So now everybody's realizing your favorite Hollywood actor. I gotta bring that up. One of the greatest actors of our time, Leonardo DiCaprio. He has a fond taste of people. The cat's out the bag, and yeah, guess what? He's an Israelite. But what did he get this strange taste for people from? He got it from Esau. I was watching another previous video, which I might do or might not do. I'm not, however the spirit goes. And that video, the lady was basically saying that everybody's gotten a taste of flesh, of human flesh. Anything that's pretty much grounded, you don't know what meat it is. So this society is a vile, sick, evil place, man. All right, this place gotta go, man. This place it has to go, and the Lord's revealing it. And the more the Lord reveals it, the more everybody and consciously should hate it. You should hate this place with your soul because it brings nothing but pure evil. Just because you had a good summer here or there or happy moments here and there, that doesn't negates the fact of all the wickedness that's been done here. All right. Hey, the scripture says if you not the Lord said if you're not for him, you're against him. It's boiling down to the last. All right. Is getting real out here. It says therefore whatsoever you have spoken in the darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which you have spoken in the ear in the closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. Why? Because the Lord is exposing everything. You can't hide from the Lord, Esau. All right. Matter of fact, let me bring this one of mine. Bring this one out. You can't hide from your devious, wicked plans. The right personnel is gonna see this shit and be angry, but the right personnel is the only one that the Lord is listening to. Everybody else has been partakers of the most evil act. All right. It says Psalms 139, and I start at 11. If I say surely darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. So if you think you're gonna hide from the Lord and you think, oh, I'm hiding, the Lord's not gonna see me, the Lord could see right through it. David is saying, it said, yeah, the darkness hideth not from thee, but the night shineth as day. That's crazy. The night shineth as day. The darkness and the light are both alike to thee. So David is like, look, I can't escape the Lord. Esau has in his weird mind, like the things that he's doing, like he can hide his counsel from the Lord. Like the Lord don't see him. All right. The Lord sees right through you, and the Lord is allowing the world to see it. And what you're realizing, hey, the Lord gave you that talent. He gave you the necessary means to see your outcome, to see your fall. So you're a very special people. You got to see your end live and direct, in color, pretense and all. All right, you was told what was gonna happen, but you try to ignore the end. You try to ignore the fact that the end was gonna come in your own demise. All right, you was trying to hide from the fact, but the Lord's like, nope. No matter what you do, however you do it, whoever you think you're praying to, you can't escape your outcome. You can't escape that which He had in order for you. A couple of scriptures come in mind. Um, not Isaiah, sorry, Jeremiah 49 and 12. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not the drink of the cup have it surely drunken." Whose judgment was not but to drink of that cup? That cup, I could get a whole bunch of precepts, but I'm not going to do that. That cup is slavery. Okay, that cup is putting a people into bondage. So, whose judgment was not the drink of that cup? Israel, Yasha Allah. Now you have these people that's pretending to be Israel, but they're not because they've never been in bondage, and they don't fit no they fit no prophecy at all. Okay, but so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans fit that description, fit it perfectly to a T, which was a sign, all right, of whom the Lord's people was and are. It says, For for thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not the drink of the cup have it surely drunken. So hardcore bondage, slavery, okay, cattle slavery they call it, the harassment, destruction, all right, the genocide, the constant genocide, all of that, all that good, the destroying of the home, destroying of the family, all that good stuff. That's part of Deuteronomy 15 on down. All right. It says, "And art thou he that shall go? Sorry, that shall altogether go unpunished." Oh yeah, that's a spirit because it got me thinking. Like, what about if there's some good ones of some? It says altogether, altogether. That means everybody that are Edomites are going to captivity. Hey, every last Israelite, innocent, loved by the Lord, highly loved by the Lord. This Lord said that what? Zion is a palm in his hands, right? You look at your palm of your hands consistently. You don't hate your palm of your hand. Hey, the title Zion, which means what? A monument, something to be held. So something that you love, you punish with all your might and your strength. You was an enemy to them, and then the people that did it, they're not gonna get on. They're gonna get away scot free. They're gonna get a ticket, a free ticket. Skip everything else. They're just gonna go into the kingdom and live it up, and everybody's gonna be singing kumbaya and all that other shit. While meanwhile, the people that's the ruling class that actually knows the truth, their intention is not to be kumbaya. They want to rule with an iron fist. They want to get majority of the people taken out. Period. So they're not supposed to get punished for that shit? For no thoughts, for those actions that they did? It's not a thought, it's an action that they're doing. It says, "Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it." So you're not going to go unpunished. All right? There's no escaping it. You're not going to go unpunished. You're not going to be able to escape it. You're not going to be able to talk your way out of this situation. Like she said, they already know the outcome, but they're gonna go out fighting. Oh well, good. Let it be entertainment. All right, entertain the master. It says, "For I have sworn by myself that according to the law, you're not supposed to swear, and nobody's higher than the Heavenly Father Himself." All right, I keep bringing it up lately again. Sirach 18 chapter tells you. Matter of fact, let me read that again. Just gotta put that vibration back out there again. Spirit. So, Sirach 18 and 1 again. "And he that liveth forever have created all things in general. The Lord alone is righteous." The Lord alone, Yahweh alone is righteous. All right. So if he swears on himself, he swears on his name, and his name means he exists. It's not Hashem, it's Yahweh. He exists. All right. You cracker, you Edomites are in grave danger. All right, in grave danger. And he told you. That's the best part about it. He told you from the get go. You wasn't shit. Your children ain't shit. Your culture ain't shit. Hey, your skin color ain't shit. All of that. All right, the predominant ones. Because it's not about color, but the predominant ones. Yeah, y'all ain't shit. And there's nothing you can say against your creator. All right, he created you to be a piece of shit, and y'all fulfilling your lot. Y'all in order. All right. It says, "And there's none other but he who governeth the world with his palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the King of all, and by his power dividing holy things among them from profane." Profane mean outside the temple. All right. So if the Lord swears on his own name, oh, you better believe. You best to believe he means business. There was a saying in the streets back in the days. here in New York. Let me see if I can find it. It's in the scriptures too, actually. Mark. Yep, mark my word. It says, wow, I said twice. All right, Sirach. No, let me get this one. Second Ezra 9:30. And thou speakest, saying, hear me, O Israel, and mark my words, thy seed of Jacob. So mark my word, like the street sayings, like mark, like straight up, I mean business. You know, like I mean what I say. Mark my word. Basically swearing without swearing. Because when you swear, you gotta put a name. You gotta put a name to it. People will swear on their mama. They will swear on their children. They will swear on everything. Or they will swear. They think they swear to the Most High, but they're not, because they don't know the name of the Lord. The Lord's like, look, mark my word. All right. It says Sirach 16:24. My son, hearken unto me, and learn knowledge, and mark my words with thy heart. So put that into heart. Everything that I'm saying, put it into your heart. Everything that I'm telling you. All right. That's the power of the Lord. Second Ezra 6 and was it 24, 27? Yeah, let me get to that point. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, and corruption shall be overcome. And the truth which hath been so long without fruit be declared. And when you declare something, you're making it public. So it's made known public what's going to happen. All right. Let me read this again. It says, Jeremiah 49:13. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetually waste. All right. So Basra which is found in where? In Mount Seir. The Lord said, look, I'm going to take this place out. And what's the subheading of all this? Is Edom. Proven once again, like the brother put in the thing, like as it's the 8th chapter. Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So your end is bright and clear, without a shadow of a doubt. We are at your last end. Everything that's happening right now is systematically leading to your demise. The exposure, the revelations of your dirty ways of doing things. Everything that you have said was a goddamn lie. Everything that you claim of being righteous was a goddamn lie. All this shit that we've seen with our own eyes is your true self. And the righteous can't stand it. And that's all that Lord that really matters. It's not about the majority of people. See, the majority of people are going to be mad and upset, you know, because they believe the shit that they've been taught. But the majority of people is not going to stand on business. This is why the scripture says, my favorite, Psalms. This song? Yeah, Psalms 94 and 16. So who shall rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who shall stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? So it's a question. Who's going to stand up for the Lord against the evildoers? All these mother effers that's out there claiming to be, what's the word I look for? Just, fighters for justice, right? Fighting for the weak and all this other shit. The whole time where people's children was getting mutilated, what was the outcry? What was the disdain? What was all of this feeling? And then now you find out your favorite leaders are flesh eating, pedo flesh eating individuals that sacrifice to Satan. Yeah, Not a peep. Not a fucking peep. Because y'all all fucking talk. And the only people that you can really shout out to is the people that's exposing everything. That's the only people you could say. At least they're fighting somehow, some way. But all these other people that receive the message and do nothing with it, they're all full of shit. All right. So the question is, who's going to stand up for the Lord? The only people that can't stand up for the Lord, that's allowed to stand up for the Lord, is the prophets. Okay, the righteous. That's the only ones that can stand up for the Lord, and that's the only ones that the Lord wants to stand up. Because everybody's gonna realize everybody's full of shit. So it is written in this is written in the book that your end is coming. All right. Matter of fact, since I said that, Daniel, I should get that one too, but the other one I'm just gonna get this one. 42 and 44, I believe. It says, in the days of these kings, matter of fact, 43, and whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of man, but they shall not cleave one to another. And that's talking about what? NATO, EU. All right, some nations are strong, some nations are weak. Okay? Even amongst Esau, there's a great divide. It says, and to the other, even as iron is not mixed with clay. In the days of these kings shall the Lord, shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which will never be destroyed, a kingdom that shall not be left to another people. And that kingdom is talking about the kingdom of heaven. Even the Lord's prayer is the demise of this society. All right. Two kings. Oh, that's also the read too. Two kings cannot rule. One is going to devour the other. And that one I'm thinking about Psalms 94 and 20, when it speaks of shall the throne of iniquity shall have fellowship with thee? The answer to that is no. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So the consumption of all these kingdoms, because when you go and read about this, it's talking about the statue that Nebuchadnezzar saw in his dream. And each statue, it was a period point that made the statue to what it was. And what that statue represented was all the major kingdoms at the time, from the gold, silver, bronze to brass, okay, and to the feet, which we are in the time of the feet, and all had one thing in common: they all had a residue of the previous kingdom. Nothing was destroyed. When the Lord comes, ain't nothing of this shit gonna be left. No more Christmas, all right. No more Valentine's Day, Easter, all right. No more 4th of July celebration. No more Memorial Day, May Day, all right, Thanksgiving, all that shit that came from different societies, different empires. That shit is gonna die out with this shit. Because when the Lord comes, the only thing that's gonna reign is the, the culture, the inheritance, or the culture of Israel, which every person is gonna then will be forced to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Not to their best of their ability. They're gonna have to keep it, which they won't be able to because they're not gonna be made perfect. But that's gonna be the law of the world, how it was intended to be. All right, not this lawless society that is being pushed to everybody. People fight tooth and nail to remain in servitude unto Satan. That's all everybody's doing. I was watching the film 28 years later, the second, I guess like a part two of it, and a world of chaos, and you have people that believe in Satan. And I was sitting there looking at the movie like these people are, they bugged the fuck out. Well, when all this shit is destroyed, the main destruction is gonna be here in America. All right, you at least gonna have no power, no say, no nothing. Your houses will not continue forever. It dies at that moment. It said, "For as much as thou hast sawest the stone was cut out of the mountain, that stone that was cut out of the mountain, what Daniel saw and Ezra saw. Ezra saw a giant mountain, and he looked at the region like where was it cut off from? So he had to be in the high point. What he saw was a chariot, a fathership, which was who was in that fathership? Yahweh Shai. So that stone that was that was cut out of the mountain for our hands, Yahweh Shai is coming to destroy this place, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, the gold. The great God have made known to the king. So the Lord made it known to Nebuchadnezzar, like, look, this is what he's about to do. Unbeknownst to him, he didn't quite grasp and understand that the Lord was threatening. He said, like, I'm about to destroy all this shit. There's not going to be a Babylonian anything in the kingdom of heaven. There's not going to be a museum where you could go back and say, oh, look at the Egyptian sarcophagus. Look at the Sphinx of Babylon. The what he said, what's the hanging garden, right? There ain't gonna be none of that shit. Not a fucking pyramid. Not a Roman Colosseum remaining. Um, not even streets of the name of people that's not Israelites. All right, all that gone. That's what they fear. That's what they see. All that hard work for nothing. In 1 hour, the Lord's gonna get rid of all this shit. In 1 hour, they're gonna lose all power, all influence. It's gonna be the greatest day in the history of man when the Lord get rid of you, damn devils. Take everything from you. All right, everything in 1 hour, gone. 1 hour. Let me get this real quick. Jeremiah 18. I was trying to get to the point. 18, about like 19. No, 17. No, 16. His root shall be dried up beneath him. It said beneath and above his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish forever from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from the light into darkness, and chased out of the world. What did that lady say? The light is going to expose the darkness. All right, that light is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That light they claim to have, the illuminated ones, they're going to be in darkness. They're going to have no more visitation, no more guidance, none of that. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. So he's not going to have anything. No legacy, no nothing. Nothing remaining of you devils is going to be. So all this work, all this hardship, try to bring back America again, which is a slogan for um for witch for witchcraft. That's what MAGA is, nothing but witchcraft, right? Which means witch. All that pizzazz, all that display for nothing, absolute, positively nothing. Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna meet it. It's not gonna mean a goddamn thing. No more George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Shirley Trump. All that shit go bye bye. All right. It says, "They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before him were affrighted." So in the kingdom of heaven, man, you won't be remembered. You're gonna be blotted out. All right. Hey, it tell you in Revelation, the 20th chapter, how the Lord allowed you to come out the cave. All right. At the point, there was a period of time when he shut your goddamn mouth up, and he's gonna do it for this time and forever, because you have a lot of building to do, son. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High. That's your future. You can't escape him. You can't escape Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So with that being said, shalom to the elect and the nations. Shalom.